Alright my G's, here's a little mixdown follow along tutorial today. So imagine that I've got this minimal beat here. Well, you don't have to imagine it because it's true. But imagine if I only had about 5 or 10 minutes to improve this mixdown. So these are just samples, yeah? Drum sample, bass sample, and a little vocal, already like kind of working together like a little tune, but not mixed yet. So in 5 or less than 10 minutes, how would I improve the whole sound quality and mix it all down? Firstly, put a clipper on the master, obviously. Then I'd start with the drums, and I would use the hot cold to saturate them. So I'm going to take them to the edge. So there I've kind of gone over the edge. Alright, so they're obviously going into the red. Not too much, but it doesn't really matter. It's clipped anyway. I could adjust the volume on the clipper a bit as well. That's nice and fat now. There's no point, doing anything until your drums are fat. So that's them done. Now they obviously clash a lot with the bass, especially since I've pimped them out so much. So now I've got to get space for the kick and bass to work together, So what I've done already here is I've created a little ghost kick channel. So I've just copied all the kick drums onto this extra channel here, which I can sidechain then. So I'm going to sidechain the bass then. I'll do that now, and then we'll do some of the other effects afterwards, but we'll get the sidechain on because it's really clashing a lot. So I'll use the Waves F6 because that's my favourite sidechaining tool, so I could do multi-band. And then I'll set the input to my little kick channel here, from my little kick channel, which is the audio 4, and we'll do like... We'll set the sidechain mode on, and we'll take the attack down, the threshold and the range, and we'll do like a low shelf. We'll make it a bit flatter. So I'm going to take quite a lot out. That sounds fat already like that. Alright, that sounds really cool. So what I want to do next, I'm going to just check there's no low end in that vocal. There's a little bit there, it's not too bad. Yeah, I'm going to, while I'm here, I'll bring up some of the highs in the vocal because they're kind of missing a lot here, I also feel like that one particularly is quite dry, so I'm going to give it like a long room sound reverb as well. Okay, it's a bit nicer. I might delay it a little bit as well because I still find it to be like a bit short. So we'll do like a really slow dual delay on that one. Something like that's good. So anyway, we can move on from the vocal. It's not like it doesn't need too much more work really. So next the bass then. I want to get more out of the bass, but I'm not really. I can show you what the hot cold will do, but you'll notice it doesn't quite work so well. I'll tell a lie, it's kind of okay. It's actually not too bad on a low setting. I'm actually going to leave that on. I wasn't expecting it to work, but it's worked quite nicely. I think if I push it much higher though, it'll distort the bass pretty quickly, you know. But it's worked a little ways in the low end. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to saturate the whole high end of the bass because I know that I can get away with a lot of extra volume by doing this. So I'm going to just distort the whole. Might bring the spread up a bit as well. So maybe around 500 and up or something. I'm going to check this in the mix though. Yeah, that beefs it up quite a lot in the high end, so that's nice now. Okay, I've sort of, you know, I've really kind of brought the whole bass up quite a lot. So I'm going to do another kick side chain. This time I'm going to do not a shelf, but rather this kind of a notch kind of shape, you know. And I'll target the peak of the kick a bit more. So let's have a look where that actually is. If we look quickly on the Voxengo span, we'll be able to see. It's a low one, isn't it? Sort of 50 hertz or so, so it's quite a low one. So it's really a bassy. I might make this release one a bit longer on this side chain, but the threshold is going to be more subtle. That sounds quite a nice blend now. So the kick drum's sort of quite a fat subby one, but it's coming through quite nicely now, you know. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to finish up now just with 2 more little EQ adjustments. All I'm going to do is I'm going to check the drums in the stereo. So I'm going to put on a side EQ, and I'm going to go up a little higher than maybe you'd think. That's already cleared out a lot of headroom there. I'm going to go even higher. Okay, so about 250. Now I've done a gentle slope, so I'm going to put another one on because there's still a lot here around 80 hertz because of my slope being so gentle, you know. That's quite nice now. So I have still got some sort of stereo, you know, even around 150, you know, but I've taken quite a lot out there. I've made quite a bit of space with the headroom. Now it's the same thing on the bass, but this time I'm not going to go as high because my whole idea was to leave more stereo room for the bass by taking more out of the drums, you know. So here I'm only going to go up to sort of 100 or 80 or so. We'll do one at 86 and then I'll chuck another cheeky one on here. I'll do a slightly gentler slope on this one. Alright, so that's that done. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to rag the master. Okay, I'm going to boost the master up. I think I've cleared some more headroom out, so I can probably push it all a bit more now. So we'll go to distortion and then come back. So there's nice, really redlining it. There's a subtle amount of distortion, but it sounds quite nice. I feel like at that point, that's where the hot cold on the bass probably makes a bit of the marginal difference. Yeah, that's where this plugin then has become a bit too much for me, you know. If I bring that back a little bit. Okay. Now we gotta do another little fine tuning on the master gain here, because I have gone a little bit too heavy. Okay, and we'll do one quick extra round of just double checking those kick side chains, just kind of dialing them into perfection. Okay, same on the second one, a little bit more on the second one as well. There we go. A slight volume adjustment on the bass. I think it needs to come down a tiny bit here. That's pretty good for a mixdown. I've really ridden it to the edge, you know. So if anything, it's slightly, you know, red. It could be slightly redlining a little bit too much, maybe still. Also, actually, I think the bass there's a little bit of sort of muddy distortion coming from there. I'm just wondering if a little EQ cut somewhere might clear it all out a bit nicely. Okay, we'll stop there because that's enough for one mixing session, but I got pretty damn close to where I'm happy with it, you know? A couple more EQ tweaks with fresher ears, perhaps a little bit more on the bass, and I'll really have it dialed into perfection, but just for like a quick round of mixing, I think that's a great job. So what I'll do is I'll quickly pause this recording and I'm going to give you like an A and B of my mixdown that I've done here versus the original with no mixdown work on it. All right, so now you guys can take a listen to the original without any processing, without any volume changes, and then you'll hear the mixdown, which is my version, you know, with the mixdown work done, and then redlined all the way as much as it can kind of go before it distorts. Okay, so have a listen to the difference now. Okay, so obviously quite a clear difference, and the mixdown work was important, you know, because if you just turned up the volume on the clipper of this original, just 3 samples together, you know, even just turning it all up 2 dB, the whole thing falls apart. It all kind of distorts into a big rumbling mess, you know. So yeah, that difference, you know, it's quite a big difference in energy and volume. But that's, you know, that was only possible because I did the mixdown work so I could boost it up, you know, because I have boosted the volume a lot, but it was out, you know, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't mix it down properly first, you know. So you can get a fantastically sounding, great, loud, punchy, clean, crispy, dynamic, wonderful mixdown in anything you do, as long as you do the right things in the actual separation of the elements. It's always just in the separation, you know, bringing certain things up, bringing certain things down. You kind of saw what I did. That's the process for this kind of idea anyway. So hopefully that was enlightening. I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial today. A little minimal D&B mixdown technique. So that's just the basics, you know, with a time constraint. So obviously it can get a lot better than that, but those are the kind of first things that you can do to really lift up your mixdown. So hopefully that was helpful. Leave a like and a comment, and share the video and subscribe if you're new as well. And check out the links in my videos for preset packs for Serum, Vital, Phase Plant and Current, plus mentorship sessions, one-on-one sessions. I've got a great Patreon community as well over on Discord. Come and join us there. And you can also hit me up for mastering work as well. All right, that's it for me today. More from me soon. Much love.